What's up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we're reviewing Crow Country for the PS5, also released on PC and Xbox Series X. Now, if you love horror games, or especially survival horror games, now this is going to be a game that you need to check out because this game is a love letter to classic survival horror games of the 1990s, like your Resident Evil 1 and your Silent Hill 1 type of games. Now, in Crow Country, you play as Mara. She is a secret agent who travels to the Crow Country, which is a carnival, which is all abandoned, and it's already very scary and eerie going through it. And your goal here is to figure out the mystery. Why is there monsters everywhere? Where is the owner of Crow Country? And why did this all happen in the first place? And there's a lot of twists and turns to this story, which makes it sort of nail-biting towards the end, especially with one big plot twist, which I will not spoil, but is absolutely such a cool story and narrative game. And I gotta say, the game doesn't also take itself too seriously either. There are some funny moments with other NPCs in the game. Now, I gotta say, the atmosphere, the map of the game, the level layout is truly the main character of the game, because there is so much personality in this world. There's a bunch of different areas. There's like your central area, which is more like your standard carnival area, but then they have like this full haunted house type of vibe too in another section of the map. Another one is like this deep undersea Poseidon like vibe as well. And then there's other areas which I will not be spoiling, but you know, it has a lot of content, more content than I actually initially thought that this game would have, which really does pay homage to something like a Resident Evil 1 or Resident Evil 2, where you go through all these different environments. It has that. But the big thing is Crow Country is a 2024 game and it has a lot of quality of life pieces of content. Like, one, the game pauses when you actually, you know, open the map or go through your inventory. Two, you don't have to like worry about inventory space. You have unlimited inventory space. Three, healing items and ammo are actually quite plentiful. Like, sometimes you might be low on a little bit, but if you actually explore, which you should explore because there are 15 secrets in the game, and if you get all 15 secrets, you will have some phenomenal weapons like a magnum, a flamethrower. There's going to be a lot of great weapons that you can get from these secrets, and of course weapon upgrades. So it is definitely worth just scouring the map and figuring out, okay, like I can go back here now because I got this key, and oh, lo and behold, I can now like get this really cool gun. So there's a lot of reward for actually paying attention to the story, finding notes around the map, and then backtracking to different areas and exploring, because you're not going to be able to do everything immediately. And the game is very puzzle heavy too, and I think the puzzles are actually pretty good. Some of them sometimes aren't as straightforward as other ones, which I do wish there was a little bit more assistance or maybe more guidance on some of those puzzles. But the game does have context clues, and if you do read your notes throughout the game, you will be able to get assistance. And there actually is a fortune teller in the game, if you're really having enough trouble, who will tell you exactly what you need to do next, and you can use it 10 times per run, which is pretty nice. Now, the combat of the game is actually pretty good, and to say is a lot better than like classic Resident Evil 1 and 2 were. You have a lot better aiming reticle in this game. You have a flashlight. You can get a laser for your shotgun as well. And you can play this game whether you want to do it in tank controls or more modern. I played in modern controls, and I thought it was an absolute blast with the modern. So I would recommend that if you don't want to play in your classic 90s style of gameplay. But the gameplay is very good. You know, it's survival horror, so you can either run away from the enemies or you can try to fight them, but there's really no rewards or drops for actually fighting the enemies. Now, the enemy variety is phenomenal in this game. There's a lot of scary dudes, from babies to sludge monsters to bipedal dudes to massive dudes, and then I believe there's like 4 or 5 bosses in the game that you can actually fight. Now, some of them are optional bosses, some of them are mandatory, so you will have to dump a lot of ammo into those, but those are some fun, riveting fights. You know, get the adrenaline pumping, and it just really nails the vibe of those old classic games. Now, some things that I really enjoy about the game is, yes, it is a short game, by the way. It's like about 4 to 6 hours, but when you do beat it, you get graded, and if you do get a nice grade by like finding all the secrets or something like that, you will, you know, get some new additional weapons and a whole new game mode for New Game Plus, which is actually really cool. So there is like some built-in replay value if you're really into these types of games. Now, I do wish the game was a bit longer. It took me 4 hours to beat it, which is a nice, you know, package of a game for sure, but because I love this game so much, I just wish it was a longer, I wish there was more, and I really hope the studio makes a sequel to this game, or maybe just another survival horror game in the future that has like multiple characters that you can play as, has, you know, maybe more weapons, more areas. I just want more of this, because this is such an outstanding package of a game already. I just want a little bit more. And overall, on the PanFro game scale, I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. This is a great game. This is a must-play game for survival horror fans for sure. And you know, this game might make my top 10 list for the end of 2024. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to support me by leaving a like, subscribing if you're new. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.